Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Queenstown Arena. Darkest night of the year, longest night of the year. I'm Dave Dubnick, and with me I have Craig Jack here. Queen's SkyCity Stampede against Canterbury Red Devils. It's going to be an interesting battle tonight, Mr. Jack.
Oh, it's going to be an interesting one. You've got the Red Devils coming in at the bottom of the table, but yeah, they've just come off a win. What was it, last week, I think, for the first of the season? So you can't write them off. And you've got the Stampede, who are fighting for, a position or to put themselves in the best spot for the playoffs. So I think, there's a lot to play for tonight, Dave.
Absolutely. So some notable, you've got some people for the Stampede that may not be playing tonight. Still a little bit of a fracas last game.
Oh, yeah, no, we still have Jordan Chalice is out until tomorrow night, actually, for that spearing misconduct. So that was a 2-game suspension. But we do have Taylor Clark coming back from his 2-game suspension tonight. So, he's going to come out with something to prove.
Right. We also have a subtraction plus an addition. So Mitchell Freer, big hello to Mitchell. And congratulations from everybody here in Queenstown on your new addition, Bowen. And big congratulations to Jade and Carter as well. You'll be watching, I'm assuming you're watching from hospital, perhaps. So hopefully the boys will be able to celebrate a win for you. We have, we'll be having an award tonight as well.
Yes. Big celebration for, 200 games, was it, Dave?
Yeah, Lockie Freer having his 200th game tonight. So there'll be a bit of a handout before, a little bit of a word before the game. So we're only 1 minute, 20 seconds away from this warm-up, in the standings. Have you got the standings handy?
I do.
You said that it's quite lumpy up top, quite tight.
Well, I mean, coming into this weekend, we have the Swarm sitting at the top with 19 points, and then nothing between Stampede and the West Auckland Admirals, both sitting on 18 apiece. And after them, you've got the Phoenix Thunder sitting on 14 points. And down the bottom, we do have the Red Devils sitting on 3 points. But, depending on how this goes, it could have some pretty big implications for the season.
Their responsibilities to try and take away those opportunities for the teams they're playing now. Their chance of playoff is not there, but they can definitely ruin others.
Oh,
they can be king makers and king takers.
Well, that's it. I mean, if we take a look, you've got Remy Morris, who's sitting 6th on the points table for the Red Devils. So 6th, and then right behind him is in 7th is Fabian Hast. So he's sitting on 18 points for the season. So Red Devils can definitely play spoiler tonight.
Yeah, things just haven't gone their way. They've definitely played good hockey, but just haven't gone their way. Well, that was the horn. Tonight's the men in stripes. We have head referee Ted Howard, and the linesman in the beard, Adam Nagy, and without the beard is Aaron Chisholm, picking up the pucks at the moment. So we'll just be dealing with this award to Lachlan Freer. 10th, you said?
Yeah, Lachlan Freer sitting in 10th on the standings for points this year. 16 points.
It's been a while since last time we were doing this. This is Ross Burns, just giving a bit of a lineup about Lockie. 200 games, 185 games with the SkyCity Stampede, and 15 with the Phoenix Thunder.
Wow.
He scored 64 goals and has 69 assists. A total of 133 points. And 6 NZIHL championships. So that's quite a mark for a young fella.
Bit of a legacy, yeah.
Right. Just like to introduce the rest of our crew. Molly pushing the buttons and Georgia on the camera. Big thank you to those two to help out tonight and do the hard work. I didn't have a face for TV, so.
Face for television, or face for radio, as they say, yeah.
Yeah, face for radio. All right, so big ups to Lachlan. Brother Mitchell couldn't be here to celebrate that with his brother, but he's got other celebrations to deal with, which is lovely.
Yeah, we won't hold it against him for this one.
No, definitely not. You give out the. We'll go through the starting lineup. In net for Canterbury. Reason is in net tonight for Canterbury.
Yep.
Just trying to find my glasses here, which is a challenge at best of times here.
Oh.
All right, found them. Dima in defense. And of course, Luke Tappan helping him out, starting. Moncrief. And Morris Remy centering them. And Fabian Hath.
For the Stampede, we have Aston Brooks starting in the pipes, followed by, 28, Jet McCullum on defense, partnered with Cameron True. Then we have Nolan Ross.
And Lockie Frere.
Yeah.
Puck's dropped, and we're into it. Morris boogies down that left side. Shot high and wide. Here to play hockey. Stampede in their own corner. Moving it up and out to the red line. Stolen by Hess. Circles around, fires it all the way to the Stampede blue line. Picked up by Ross, but tapped off his stick. Picked up by Nolan. Big pass up to the red line. Shot high by Ross. Harrison keeping it in. And a little lob there by Canterbury, but can't be collected by Rees. Fast start.
It is. It's a bit of a jittery start, Dave. I think everybody just needs to slow it down and just make those tape-to-tape passes.
Harrison over the red line. Shot on net from the red line. Centering. Puck rolling in front. Shot by Amston. Again, puck in front.
Oh.
Big clutter.
Oh.
Little bit of pushing and shoving there early in the piece, saying hello.
Yeah, it's good to see a little bit of a fizz level to start the game off.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll level out. But good end-to-end hockey to start with here.
That's the one. So far it's been end-to-end, going both ways.
Big shout out to all our fans that didn't get tickets tonight. Looks like a sold-out rink. Frosty night here in Queenstown after a rainy day.
Perfect night for hockey.
Yeah. Face off to the right. Reason. Roby taps behind the net. McCog with it along the boards. Shot right on the money. McCog did a little tricky little look there like he was about to pass and right on the money with a quick little shot. Ben Harford out there skating for the Stampede. Haven't seen him out there for a while. I know he's been training with them. It's wonderful to see. Centering pass in front. Puck rolling around again. Great pressure there by McCog and Roby.
I just saw after that, I don't know if the camera picked it up, but we just had number 25 giving a bit of a cup check to number 11 on the Red Devils. He's just making sure that he is. Oh, and he got caught for it too.
Ted Howard said he's not taking any of that tonight. So McCog sitting down early.
I just thought he was doing him a favor, just doing an equipment check.
Making sure equipment was in the right place. So this is a great opportunity for Canterbury early in the piece to see if they can stamp some authority on this game. We'll see. Back to Tappan on the blue line. Walks it over. Back along the boards. Cross ice. Shot high. Rolls behind the net. Battle for it behind the net, along the boards. Finally rolls out to the corner. Tappan on the blue line. Cross ice. Morris takes it to the corner by himself, harassed by McIntosh. Pass, pulls it back to the blue line. Pass, shot by Tappan. Passed again with it. Back to Morris. And Brooks makes a good save through a bunch of bodies. McCullum does a sliding tackle, but is able to clear. And the Red Devils march it out. Morris with it. Morris carries all the way to the corner. Willis with it on the blue line. And Brooks kicks it into the net, into the dead zone.
It was a good phase of play there. It was good to see the Devils be able to set up, but they're just keeping it too far to the outside, but a bit more net front presence, and you might see him on the board, Dave.
Yeah, well, I would say the Stampede did a great job of pushing them out, keeping them out of that inside slot, dangerous area. Shots from the outside, Brooks should be able to manage. Canterbury in front of the net, puck bouncing around, and high stick is called by Lau, and that forces the face-off outside, so it'll be in the offside dot. That's a fortuitous for the Stampede. Big win by Rusky Jones. Amston with it now. Shot, puck off an ankle. And that was a little bit not the way that Canterbury wanted that to go behind the net. As Reason didn't quite play it perfectly. All right. There's only 3 seconds left in this penalty, so Stampede have done well to. It's gone, so back to full strength for the Stampede. Mokriff dials it right into the slot, but it's cleared out and then back in by Kolesny. Puck tangled up in clothing on the red line. Glove pass, hand pass. Whistle dead on the offside dot.
Yeah, just an unlucky one there, Dave. I think they just got a bit tangled up with each other. He tried to bat it down with his hand and just bumped it forward.
Yeah, ended up in the Canterbury stick, on the Canterbury stick. Face off in the offside dot. Devils with it in their own zone. Hopkins can't control it on the red line. It's fired back in by McMillan. Kolesny chasing in the corner. Moncrief trying to clear it, can't. Batted back in by True behind the net. And finally it rolls out just. Marching it up the boards. Devils, tight angle shot, batted out to the red line. And Devils controlling it on their own blue line. Lau pushes it in. true and loud, tangle up in the corner. Centers. Brooks breaks that up. Back to Tappan on the blue line. Tappan. Shot. Kick to the corner. Great pressure here by the Canterbury. Hungry for it. McCullum, a little bit angry, got taken down, and Freer over the blue lines, can't center, tangled up in a skate, ends up on Ross's stick, back to Burns on the point. Burns, big high shot, far corner.
Give you shivers, Dave.
Yes. Shot by Ross. High and wide. Burns picks that up.
Ooh.
Off a couple legs. Bounces to the corner. Amston keeping it in. Where McIntosh picks it up. Centers. And no one there. Ends up right on Brooks's stick. And Brooks clears all the way down for McIntosh, who goes off for a break. Bringing on the next line. Roby, Clark, McCog. And on defense is Harford and Rusky Jones. Face off to the left of Reason. With McCog facing off for the Stampede. Roby over the red line, bats it in. Willis picks that up. Back to Willis. Ball over the blue line, knocked off his stick by Rusky Jones. Cleared into the corner now. Bit of physicality early in this game.
Oh, yeah, it's good to see a bit of passion for it. You know, Dave, they both came to play.
Harford. Puck deflected into the red line. High bouncing. Willis. Huge pass forward over the red line. And shot. And into some dead zone. That was Morris taking that shot.
Yeah, I don't know, Dave. They're saying that it's 5 shots to 4 on goal for the Red Devils. But it feels like a lot more than that for the Red Devils. They have had some sustained pressure. Playing a strong game.
Very strong. That's Connor Harrison cleaning things up along the board. Shot wide. Puck rolls to the blue line, red line. Cleared back where Rusky Jones crossed to McCullum. McCullum on the blue line. Centers to Harrison. Harrison takes a shot off a skate. And True way deep in there. Forward skating defenseman. Rusky Jones off of a skate. And Devlin gives chase but can't collect it. And the Devils set up on their own blue line. He's carrying, being dogged by Freer. And tries to make that long pass to Cope. It's Cope, and he can't complete it.
Ooh.
And here's Ross on the red line. Picks up a bouncing puck. Centers, no one there. Collected by Ostrovitz. And the puck rolls out, tangled up in referee's skates, and finally fired into Canterbury area. Just rolling around at the moment along the boards, and icing is the call. Had Canterbury boogieing down there, hungry for it.
No, they are. They've come out with a lot of pep in their step, Dave. They're here to play, and they're trying to play giant killer here.
Yes, 11-18 in this first period. Stampede have done very well in killing a penalty earlier in this period.
Do we have
referee having a word with Cam Freer, coach of the Stampede. Something's not right. I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, it looks like Brooks might have an issue. They're putting out Gerard.
Not sure why Aston Brooks has to. Oh, so Joel Gerard out there for. We'll try and get some more intel on that. Joel Gerard out there for the Stampede.
Now, this could make it interesting, Dave. It's
Yeah, it's hard for a goalie to come in cold.
yeah.
Canterbury in their own zone to the blue line and batted back in. McIntosh taps it in front. Puck bounces and in. Wow, my goodness. Lucky Freer. Let's chalk another one up for him.
That's the one. Hey.
Yes. It was a bouncing puck off of, I'm not sure if his stick got it or if his leg got it or what.
No, absolutely. It bounced further than when I used to write checks, Dave. It was all over the place. It was. But hey, you know what? It ended up in the back of the net, and that's all that
what
matters.
counts,
Hey.
yes. Brand new netting on these, and they've been tested. So that's 1-0. 11 minutes, 4 seconds left in this first period. Clark batting it in behind the net for the Stampede. Hartford just misses the timber where Brown picks it up behind the net. Brown, lead pass, hits ball, can't control it though. Roby has it. Roby taps to McCog, who taps it into the corner. Bit of a hit there behind the net, trying to center, can't. Still controlling. Back shot just wide through a whole bunch of people. Cross ice where McCog picks it up, carries to the corner, back to the point, shot off a body and knocked out by the Devils. Now it's 2-on-1. Great defense there by McCollum to knock it off Devils' stick at the last second.
Oh, we have a broken stick out there.
And it looks like Stampede have got themselves a bit of a penalty as Rusky Jones collects that puck. Well, another opportunity for, oh, we got a holding penalty. So 2 minutes for holding. I think it's Rusky Jones.
Yeah. It'll be an unpopular sentiment here, Dave, but I'd like to see the Devils pot one just
Stop
for their
it.
efforts. Hey,
We'll
just
have
for their
no
efforts.
more of that nonsense. And here's a chance. McIntosh chasing against Morrison. Morrison controls behind his own net. Dogged by McIntosh. And the Devils start to march it out over the blue line, over the red line. That's Tappan. Fires it behind the net. Haste with it. Has shot. Broken up by McIntosh. He just taps it down the ice, giving them a chance for a line change. Tappan and Morris go back for it. Tappan starts to skate it up. Leaves for Morris. Morris over the blue line. Over the red line. He's got Haas with him. Cross ice. One-timer. Can't be collected. And Stampede just fire it out. Behind the net, they start to move it up again. Tappan leaves for Haas over the red line. Over the blue line. Marches it all the way in. Behind the net. Tries to center. Tappan on the point. Shot. And great work. I see Brooks is back out.
Yeah. I wonder if it was just an equipment malfunction, maybe?
Could have been. We'll try and get more information on that. Of course, my intel. I get my sleuths on it, my sly detectives.
He looked frustrated when he came off, and it looked like he was asking for time, but the refs are going to give him none of it.
Nah, way too early. Clearing it down again. 46 seconds left in this penalty. 8 minutes left in the period as Canterbury, the Devils, start to move it up again. Over the blue line. Has picks it up in the corner. Moncrief pushes it behind the net. Back behind the net. And McCog clears it.
Ooh.
Rusky Jones gives chase. And it's kept in by McCog all the way around where McCullum picks it up. Steps past one Devil and still in front shot and a spectacular save by Reason.
He was dancing right through everyone, wasn't he?
McCullum doing a great job there, stick handling through a series of Devils.
Yeah. No, it looked like he was carving up a Christmas turkey there, Dave.
Oh, I thought you were going to say dancing with the devil there. Dancing through the Devils.
Go on. I have a little bit of respectability.
Ross, cross ice. A shot tapped right in front by McIntosh, but Reason makes another wonderful save. Passed over the red line. That penalty's over as McIntosh picks it up behind the net and starts to carry. He's got Ross and he's got Freer.
Oh, jeez.
Slippery little backhand.
Oh, top shelf where Mama hides the cookies.
Yes, beautiful.
It
Beautiful
was
work.
A great one.
If I have anything to say, that the Devils are going to have to tangle that up once the Stampede start getting that momentum, that movement from the red line. They're going to have to tangle them up more because, that's twice.
Yeah.
That movement right through bodies, carving them up. Don't know. New Zealand Christmas turkey isn't really a thing. Just let you know. That was a great one.
Some old habits die hard, Dave.
Nice work. All right, Devils with it on their own blue line. And behind the net it rolls where Rusky Jones picks it up. Hartford. Devlin. Cross ice to Rusky Jones, who carries to the corner. Still has it. Back to Harrison in the corner. Ducks past one hit. Centering.
Oh.
Keeping it in is Rusky Jones. Harrison on the blue line. Fires it in. Devlin centers. Rusky Jones can't tap that in.
Ooh.
Burns with it. Cross ice to Amston. Amston. Big shot to the corner. Clark's muscled off the puck and pushes it into the corner at the last second. Burns with it in the corner. Burns can't center it. Has it again along the boards. McCog forced into the corner. Center picked up by Peck. Peck on the red line, gets the puck knocked off his stick. Cross to Roby, can't collect. And Ball with it on the red line. Over the blue line, shot and gathered up by Brooks. Well, I don't know. I don't have any intel on Brooks's little time away. 2 minutes sitting in the naughty seat or something. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Well, it's a tale of the goalies, Dave, because then on the other side we have the reserve goalie for the Red Devils wearing a Queenstown jersey. So
stop it. Yeah, I'm not
that
sure
we need to figure out tonight.
Yes.
Is it a full moon?
Is it a full moon?
No, it's Matariki.
Yeah, late, longest night of the year, which means longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. All I know is it's time for hockey. On the red line. Rees fires it in. Behind the net. Cross iced. Freer trying to hit McIntosh. Can't. And it ends up in the corner. Brown loses the puck to McIntosh. McIntosh centers. Shot.
Oh,
Spectacular save by Reason again. And Canterbury clear it out. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first period. But seems like at the moment, Canterbury scrambling a bit.
yeah. Yeah, they had that composure to start the game, Dave, when they had that control, that puck possession, but they seem to just be losing it a bit now.
Stampede, move it up. Big lead pass. Roby won the race on that big lead pass. Tries to center, gathered up by Reason. Up north, tomorrow we have the Battle of Auckland, the Swarm against the Admirals, which is going to be I'm sure that'll get heated.
Yeah, they're all friends though, right?
They are all friends. Small fraternity, frenemies. Back to Amston on the point. Shot in front, puck dangles there in the deep slot for a moment, and then tapped to the blue line, but not out. Kept back to the point. Again, another one.
Oh, 2 good saves.
Puck rolling around.
Oh.
Right in front. The Reason's being peppered.
He is. But, he's flashing that leather. He is getting in position. He is holding his ground.
Yeah, he's doing well, and every save he makes bolsters your thought process that you're getting better and better.
Yeah.
Face off.
Stand to reason that would make sense, right?
Oh, I knew this would happen. I knew this. Why am I here? Face off to the right of Reason, controlled by the Stampede in the corner. McCog against Ball. Ball gets it and knocks it up and out. Hampston robs him and still taps it into the corner. Back to McCog. Ooh. McCog passes straight to Moncrief. Over the red line, over the blue line. Still controlling. Bumped off the puck behind the net. And a big lead pass. Tappan controls that on the red line. And that was Clark who taps it in before he goes for a line change. Stampede controlling along the boards. McCullum still dancing against Peck. Shot.
Oh!
Hampston rings the bell.
Rings the bell like it's time for school.
Yeah, up top, centering pass from Hampston. Don't know what he's doing way up there as a defenseman, but he did a great job. Lead pass to Moncrief. Moncrief over the blue line. Tries to get one away, but Freer tangles him up, and that puck rolls wide. Ross over the blue line. Big dog. Carries behind the net. Can't center. Moncrief tangles that up. And it's banged back in behind the net. Hast with it behind the net. Lead pass. Red line. Toe drag. Shot. Brooks kicks that to the corner. Brown centering in front of the net. Puck rolling in front. Hast. Shot. Brooks in front of that.
Shot the front door on that one.
Brooks stole that away from him. Big lead pass to McIntosh on the blue line. Can't control it. Hast on the Stampede blue line drags it in. A little bit of pep in their step now, as you would say. Firing it down.
Absolutely.
Kalisny dumps it in. And it banged back out to the neutral zone. Hast can't control. Rusky Jones has it now. Over the blue line. Shot off of the blocker. Back to the point. Shot off of a pad and almost out, but not quite. Behind the net. Harrison. Devlin, shot. Canterbury struggling to clear. They need to get a change. They get a little bit pressured. Shot off the glass, kept in by Campbell. Campbell, and finally gathered up by Reason. Holy moly, that was quite a series of events. Sustained pressure, we would say.
Yeah, no, that's it. Sky City, they seem to just have the speed.
Face off to the left of Reason. Adam Nagy explaining something about the rules to McCullum. McIntosh behind the net. Taps it in front. Freer with it. Carries along the boards. Can't get it where he wants it. It rolls behind the net. McIntosh. Can't gather. Off of a Freer's skate. Where Ross picks it up. Ross carries over the blue line. And it's batted back out to the red line. True. Carries. Guess what? What? That's the end of the first period. I'm not used to that horn. That's the new end of the period horn. Wow. 2-0. There was moments of clarity for the Red Devils, but nothing sustained is what I would say. I'm sure that the coach will go back, talk to them about maintaining that pressure and not dropping their head when the Stampede are charging in. Stick with them.
That's it. It's going to be if the Devils have the legs to go the distance. You know, they both came out strong. They both came out fast. I think they're going to be taking some big, deep breaths in the locker rooms each. But it just seems like that the Devils backed off a little bit in that second half of the first period.
Yeah, Devil went down to Queenstown. They were looking for a game to steal.
Stop it.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. We're going to take let the Zamboni do its work, and we'll be bringing you the second period. And we're back, second period here, Queenstown Arena. Longest night of the year. At the moment for Canterbury, it may be. 2-0 here for the SkyCity Stampede. So an update. I'll give you an update on this Aston Brooks situation.
Yep.
He skated to the bench to update his Twitter account.
Yeah.
When he did that, he unliked the referee.
Yeah.
And the referee got angry and said
Took offense to it, did he?
And had to sit off. No. If you adjust your equipment, if he skated to the bench, he adjusted his equipment, he has to sit off.
So that's an interesting one. Also, as interesting as you actually shoehorned a social media quip into your commentary, Dave.
Oh, stop it. Rusky Jones with the puck over the blue line. Shot square on the money. Good save by Raisin. Harrison with it behind the net. Still has it. Along the boards. Rusky Jones shot behind the net. Devils. And I believe the net with Dylan Devlin there. No show without punch there.
No.
Tangled up in the net. Moved off its moorings.
I think tapped him in.
Oh, I'd like to apologize that not all views are represented by all of us up here.
How could you not?
This is what happens.
How could you not?
With budget commentary?
Budget cuts.
You get what you pay for here. Right, Molly? All right, face off on the right side of Raisin. Puck rolls to True on the red line, taps it in. And the Devils rail it behind the net, tapping. Up to the blue line, but not out. Has with it, circling. Feeds it up to Morris on the blue line. McCullum with it now in his own corner. McCullum. Big feet to Rusky Jones. Taps it into the corner. McIntosh, has it. Loses it. And it's tapped off his stick all the way down the ice. And Hartford chases it down for a icing call.
It's a bit more of a restrained start to the period.
Control, we'll say. McIntosh facing off for the Stampede. To the left of Reason. Back to Rusky Jones. Quick shot! Tapped in. McIntosh is saving that puck. That is a Rusky Jones. I think it... Rusky Jones. Ollie Rusky Jones.
That's the one night. Now, he went 5-hole like a raccoon in a trash can. He went straight through it.
Oh, my goodness.
That was beautiful.
Once again, I apologize to anyone that's listening. You're going to lose viewers. Turn the volume right down. You're doing great. All right, face off again. So that pushes up 3-0. And the Devils move it up. Pick on the blue line. Knocked off his stick by Rusky Jones. I kind of thought that was tapped, but obviously not. Fed right through that 5-hole. Beautiful shot there from the high slot for Ollie Rusky Jones.
I hope it wasn't tapping, getting it in on his own net.
No. Oh, geez. It's really hard to find good help.
Well, the best part is I got plenty more where that came from.
You guys, if you watch,
more.
Folks, just watch the wanted commentator for the SkyCity Stampede.
Job has been filled.
Face off to the left. A Reason. Back to blue line. One-timer from Amston. Back to the blue line. McCog can't fire it back in. It's picked up and fired in by Hopkins. Picked up by Burns, who flips it out to the red line. And again, he picks that up again on the red line, over the blue line. Tries to take it through. And the puck rolls behind the net. Burns keeping it in. Battle in the corner. Amston trying to keep it in. Roby fires it in. And it's batted right back out to Reese on the red line. Pushes it behind Brooks. Burns. Bad feed. Ends up in the corner for the Devils. Off a skate and off the timber on the roof. Good shot from the point, but off of a skate. They had something set up there.
Yeah, no, it was great to see the Red Devils start to get that control back and start to have some sustained pressure in the zone. As I said, I want to see them. They need to be rewarded for their efforts, Dave.
Rewarded for their efforts. We'll see. Face off deep in the Stampede zone to the right of Brooks. Bumped off the puck, but still controlled by the Devils. In the corner. Fired up, but not out. Devils controlling. Back to the corner, behind the net. Can't center. Shot! Brooks. Point blank range by Moncrief. And left from McCullum. McCullum skates it in front. No one there. Pick it up. And referee's unhappy about something. I think he might have lost sight of it. So had a little discussion. And face off in the offside dot to the right of Reason.
It's that fast break that the Stampede have. You know, they can just turn that game around so quickly.
Big Boogie. Tapping, rails it around. Moncrief can't get it out. From the point is true. Big feed, but ends up on McCullum's stick in his own zone. And Harrison can't tap that on the correct side of the red line, so icing is the call.
Tough one there because it looked like it bounced a couple of times on the way out, but that's a game.
That's it. That's hockey. Face off. To the left of Brooks. Morris facing off for the Devils. He's got Haas and Moncrief. Shot! And Brooks gloves that down.
Jeez.
Very good shot by Brown.
The lash in the leather. Yeah, the only thing was missing was a windmill on that, but it was great to see he tracked that the whole way.
Yeah, maybe more clutter would have helped the clutter in front, helped the Devils. Now face off to the right of Brooks. Morris still facing off. Back to the point. Brown tries to feed the center. And Ross with it on the blue line. Ross bumped off the puck on the Devils' blue line, and it rolls behind, cleared up, and fed. Ooh. Great work by Haas, keeping it in, and now Brown has it. Turned over on the blue line. Ross can't feed McIntosh, and Moncrief picks it up on the shot.
Oh,
Scores!
there we go.
You spoke about windows.
Yep.
There wasn't a big one.
Nope.
There's a wee little tiny one.
Yeah.
And he found it.
He did, eh? He just picked the corner, rang the bell, and said good night.
So that's beautiful work there. That puts Canterbury on the board. So Thomas Moncrief. 3-1. Ross on the blue line. Carries to the corner. Back to Amston on the point. Amston, quick little shot.
Ooh.
And again, you talk about flashing leather.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was lucky on that. Colin was sitting right up front. McIntosh there. Almost had the tip on it as well, eh?
Yeah, hungry for that little, just to change direction.
Yeah.
Face off to the right of Reason. Shot, quick shot by Ross off of a pad. Moncrief clears it out. All the way back to Amston on his own blue line. hits Freer, taps it into the corner. Freer battling for it. Great play by Ross to feed the blue line. Amston back to Ross. Ross centering shot. Oh, and Freer can't quite sink that one.
That was just tape to tape.
Amston with it on his own, on the blue line. Shot in front, kicked off to the corner. Kept to the red line by Burns. Amston with it. Big feed up to McIntosh. Oh. Pushes through the legs of a Devil and tries to feed. I think that was Ross, but it rolls out. Shot and Roby rifles one, but snapped up by Reason.
Just seems like that intensity isn't there right now, eh?
Yeah, but some great shots.
Oh, beautiful shots.
21-13 at the moment, so starting to get away on them with the shots. Willis rails it all the way down the ice, and icing is the call. Couldn't quite coordinate that shot down the ice, so it comes all the way back. Devils are refused the line change, and it's a reset. Face off to the left of Reason. Puck back, shot, quick shot. Saved by Reason. Brown, huge pass over the heads of everyone. And
again,
Kopp couldn't quite get that. Chase it down. Jeez. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that dump and chase going.
Yeah.
But way too much dumping and not enough chasing.
They're just looking a bit lost out there, Dave. A bit more lost than the tourist on Frankton Road on a Saturday. It's
Frankton Road on a Saturday. Don't you dare get tangled up in that. I think there's people that are still trying to get to the game.
Oh, here we go. This is what they wanted.
Great little. Kopp did a great little poke check that broke up that Stampede battle in that zone. Cross ice to Clark. Clark centering. Can't be collected by McCog. And Lau has a chance here over the blue line. Still hammering at it into the corner. Controlling it. Back behind the net. Centering. Picked up by Clark, who taps it to the corner. And finally, True slows things down on his own zone. Brown taps it up to the red line. Or there's a scrum happening. Big tackle. Hopkins keeping it in. Shot off an ankle. And cross ice. And no icing off of a skate there. Pushed all the way back. Morris shot, gathered up by Brooks. And it's pushed back out.
This is better pressure from the Devils.
Stampede rushing in. Shot across the net. Kept in by Rusky Jones. Rope. Devlin with it. Centers. Rusky Jones tries to poke it up top. And finally gathered up by Reason.
Yeah.
Top end of the stick broken there.
Yeah. No, they're going through a few twigs tonight.
Yeah. Enough for a bonfire, you think?
That's the one. Hey. Enigma will be happy.
Yep. 20% more goals than Enigma. Back to the point. Amston dumps it to the corner. Ross. Cross ice to Burns. Burns fires one. Wide. Ross with it. Back to Amston. Walks along the blue line. Burns skates to the corner in front.
Oh, scramble in front.
And a rolling puck could be kept in by Ross. And Haas battling for it against Amston. I didn't quite see. Oh, in that little bit of a flurry, the net got bumped off. It's an unfortunate one for the Canterbury because they did have a little bit of pressure happening.
Yeah.
So ball facing off for the Devils. He's got Tappan, Monkeith with him. Amston cross to Burns.
Ooh.
And Burns picks it up on the blue line. Burns over the blue line, shot off a stick and into the dead zone.
Giving some fans back there, little Jake Hutchins a souvenir. Well, Phoenix Pico ends up with the master puck, but he tosses it back. Must have had a chip in it.
Yeah, not good enough.
That's some of the next talent sitting there behind the net, coming up through the ranks as well. It's good to see hockey is alive and well in Queenstown.
Young Stampede. Big hello to all the Irwin Cup players. Might be watching this if they're not sitting in the hot tubs in Tekapo.
They are in Naseby.
Naseby, sorry. Well, it's a good thing they're not in Tekapo. Bad place to be. Shot from Rusky Jones and gloved down.
Reason could just track that one the whole way.
Yeah, again, the clutter wasn't there. Once again, big thanks to Molly on the buttons. Georgia on the screen doing all the hard lifting. We just get to talk a lot. Sometimes we don't even make sense. Most of the time we don't make sense. Hereford pushing it in behind the net. Puck bounces up but not out. And the Devils start to move it forward. Brooks sweeps it to the corner. Reese with it behind the net. Centering. Brown shot.
Ooh.
He didn't get all of it, I don't think.
Just healed it.
Yes. And McIntosh with it. McIntosh controlling. Shot off of a body. And it's cleared to the red line where True picks it up. True. McIntosh. Fades Ross, who bouncing puck. Bounces behind the net. Huge saucer pass. And a great collection by... Offside is a call, I think. Unlucky, because that was a great little movement forward by the Devils.
Yeah. But that just seems to be the story of the game. Just those unlucky little things. You think of that glove hand pass earlier in the first period. Offside now. It's just those little micro moments.
Timing is everything. Haas with it. Haas takes it to his own blue line. Dogged by Clark. Haas moves it along the boards. True. Taps it over the blue line just. Hopkins dumps it back in. Cullum with it. McCullum circles around the net just to clear himself of the Devils. He's got McCullum marches it all the way in. Shot. Picks up his own rebound. Wrap around. Puck bouncing in front. Still bouncing in front. Spectacular opportunity by the Devils.
Jeez.
But yes, tangled up in front. Bodies everywhere. And the puck was just spinning there. like the coin, the flipped coin. Which way is it going to go?
Yeah, well, we were talking about this earlier, right? It seems to be a lot of life in that puck. Yeah, it's bouncing all over the show. And
life in the puck. All right, face off to the left of Reason. McIntosh at center ice for the Stampede. Puck rolling around on the blue line, railed up and around. Collected by Clark, centering. No one there to get it. McCog can't collect it, and it's bounced to the red line for Amston. Amston fires it in. McCog can't keep that in. And Roby makes a beautiful feed. Oh my goodness. Backhander through the 5-hole.
Oh, jeez.
McCog.
Yeah. He buried that one. No chance for the goalie.
Very close quarters, too.
Oh, it was.
I think maybe that might have been it, but so we're looking at 4-1 for the SkyCity Stampede, facing off Dylan Devlin. Back to Burns, Amston, cross ice, Burns. Big feed forward to Rusky Jones, backhands it, and snagged by Reason. Face-off will be to the right of Reason. 8 minutes, 44 seconds left in the second period. 30 shots to 16, and that's starting to show a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the SkyCity Stampede, starting to pace themselves. Shot through a few bodies there, and it rolls all the way down the ice, and icing's the call.
Yeah, this is going to be another. Is this going to be another series of play where we just see Red Devils hemmed into their zone because they just put a bit too much wheat bix on it?
We'll see. We've spoken about their moments of brilliance, and then unfortunately they can't convert. Shot bounces in front, finally cleared up and out, and icing is waved off. Or
mercifully so.
Rusky Jones tries to feed Rusky Jones. That's Axel and Ollie. Rusky Jones out there. Harford fires it up, misses his mark, can't hit Devlin, and it's whistled on an icing call. So here's a chance for the Devils. Morris facing off for the Devils. He's got Hast, Brown with him. Hast carries, tries to control. Beautiful work. Shot. Oh, big back open door there, but at the backside. But Canterbury couldn't convert. Rusky Jones.
Big hit.
That's a big hit. And Stampede march over. And great stick handling there by Connor Harrison, but he couldn't get it through that 5-hole.
Nah. But, you know, you take a look down at the Red Devils bench, and there does still seem to be a lot of life in there. They're still up for it. They're still fighting for every chance.
No, there's lots of hockey left, over half a game.
I love your optimism.
You started it. Don't start with me. True forced to chase. Moncrief feeds the red line, intercepted by Ross. True with it over the blue line. Brown can't control it behind the net. And McCullum stepped one way and the puck went the other. So he's forced all the way back behind his own net to restart this. Devils over the red line, fire it in. McCullum with it. Blue line. Red line. Cross ice to Freer. Freer can't control it on the red line. And it's kicked back to True. Freer. Burns on the blue line. Cross to Clark, who wasn't there. And True's forced into his own zone again. Forward to McIntosh. McIntosh feeds the center. And great save by Clark, or by Reason on Clark, who did a little bit of a backhand, forehand thing.
I think they call that a deke.
Thanks for that.
Anytime. It's what I'm here for, Dave.
Wanted. Color commentary. Anyone will do. Voice not important.
I'm right here.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
right here.
Big feed up to Clark, who picks it up on the blue line. Controls center, can't hit his mark, which is McCog. McCog with it, pushes it in front of the net. Roby feeds behind the net for Clark. The Devils, Kawakop loses it to McCog, who rails it back in.
Oh,
good hit on Roby, who stays standing though. And Hopkins rails it around. It's fed up. Hast with it on the red line. Hast, where Harrison
complaining about the hit.
Harrison levels Hast.
You know, they say it's not hockey until someone's checking their dental coverage, Dave.
Big feed in front where Morris, and there'll be a hooking. Morris marches his way through and got snagged up there. I believe it was Harford who gets himself, or is it Harrison? Harrison gets himself tangled up right after that great hit he put on Hast. But who won that in the end?
There you are. Well, let's see what the Devils can do with this power play. You know, can they light it up again? I want to see some of that sustained pressure.
Well, the Stampede seems to have their number on this, but we'll see. We'll see. 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in this second period. Referees Ted Howard having a word with Canterbury coach. Face off to the right of Brooks. Stampede shy one player. Tappin with it on the blue line. Cross to Haas. Haas feeds the corner. Back to Haas again. Looking for that perfect play. Cross ice. Tappin. Haas. Back behind the net. Back to Tappin, who can't keep it in. And it happened right in front of the Canterbury bench, and there's 17 referees there telling the one in stripes what he did wrong.
Oh, but he gave him quite a good visual representation. No, it came out past the blue line.
He pointed to where it went over. Yeah, I think it just shows you the enthusiastic that Canterbury, everybody's watching this, every player is watching this game intently, trying to sink another one. And here's their opportunity.
Oh, here we go.
McIntosh. Morris.
Almost had the moves.
Almost got an assist. Morris dances past and leaves for McCullum, who rails it up and out. Morris with it on the blue line, red line, blue line. Behind the net, circles, left. Puck bounces in front, and Hopkins takes the shot. Puck bouncing again in front. Canterbury getting those chances, but not converting them. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Morris winds up, and it might have come off of McIntosh, but just Brooks was all over it.
Ended up right in the breadbasket, eh?
Yeah. So we're rocking up close with 3 minutes. It's close to the end of the second period. 3 minutes, 4 seconds left with 29 seconds left in the penalty. And Amston snakes the puck all the way down onto Raisin's stick, forcing Moncrief all the way back to his own zone. And he's muscled off the puck, and it's fired back down. Willis with it now behind his net. And 3 seconds left in the penalty. over the blue line. He loses it. Here's a chance for Ross. Ross all by himself. Pass McCog off the crossbar. You'll be dreaming of that one. Spectacular pass by Ross.
Yeah.
McCog beat the goalie, just didn't beat the post.
Oh, it was a great heads-up play. He knew where he was. He knew where his offsider needed to be.
Low with it behind his net. So Stampede successfully killed that penalty. Centering pass.
They had a couple of chances on that kill.
Here's Burns over the red line. Burns offside with Devlin way offside. But they've cleared now as Canterbury muscled their way over. Didn't muscle their way over the red line. Thought they could get a touch on it, but they didn't. Yeah. Icing is the call. 35 shots to 17 deep in this second period. 1:35 left. McIntosh facing off for the Stampede. Back to the point. True takes a controlled shot.
Ooh.
Shot by Ross off of an ankle, and it's behind the net where McIntosh feeds the point. McCullum moves in, off of an ankle there. And beautiful pass by Haas to Morris over the red line. Turned around by McCullum. McCullum marching up over the blue line. Slams on the brakes. Gets the puck bumped off his stick where Morris picks it up. He's got True and Morris. And it's fired along the boards. Cross ice. Kuchkov can't center it. Controls it in the corner. Ends up on True's stick. True starts to move it forward. Feeds McIntosh. McIntosh to Ross along the boards. Ross behind the net for McIntosh. McIntosh to Freer along the boards. McIntosh with it in the corner. Tries to move it along. Still has it, being dogged by Kokop. Shot from the point, off the glass. In the corner. And a puck on Freer's stick. Freer backhands it, puck rolling in front.
Oh.
Again, open net, can't get it in. Shot again, and that ends the period with a great flurry.
Absolute chaos to finish it off.
A lot of clutter in front.
Yeah.
But nobody converts. That was Freer and McIntosh batting at it.
Oh.
Like, a fly around a light. Everybody's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, like a bear trying to catch a salmon in a waterfall. He was just slippery hands all over the place.
Yeah. All right, well, we got ourselves 4-1. We got end of the second period. Canterbury still has the potential to get a couple more goals here. They just have to convert. Anyway, we're going to take a break. I'm Dave Dubnik.
I'm Craig Jack. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you for the third and final stanza.
Welcome back, third period here at the Queenstown Arena. SkyCity Stampede 4. The Red Devils from Canterbury 1. I'm Dave Dubnick.
I'm Craig Jack.
Craig Jack. Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack the Ripper. Jack of all trades with us tonight.
What did they feed you at intermission there, Dubnick?
Nothing like a Sanga's pie and a glass of Coca-Cola. You know what they say. Here we are, third period, 4-1 Stampede. I think the Red Devils just have to follow Taylor Swift's words. Skaters gotta skate.
A skater's gotta skate. Truer words have never been spoken, and it tells me a lot about you, Dubnick.
Yeah. All right, let's roll. Puck drop. Rusky Jones dumps it over the blue line behind the net. Moncrief has it in the corner. Pushes it behind the net. Devils move it over the blue line.
Oh!
Hath with it. And Morris now. Blue line, red line. He's by himself. Dumps it behind the net. Amston to Burns. Burns pushes it up to the blue line. Hast with it. Hits Morris. Morris rails it in. Freer. Ross. McIntosh dances past Morris. Back to the point. Behind the net from McIntosh. Ross with it. In the corner. Rails it around. McIntosh in the corner. Ross. Cross to True. True. Can't quite control it as he's muscled off the puck by Moncrief. Off the glass and up and to the red line for True. True feeds Kopp. Ross. Cross to Freer. Freer taps it to McIntosh. Carries to the corner. McCullum's bumped off the puck. Low. Devils have it in the corner, feeding the center, and it goes all the way down the ice. No one there to collect it. That was a great pass in front. And Rusky Jones behind his own net. Battling for it is Harford. And it rolls to the corner. Harford still battling for it. Getting pushed. And Reese ends up with it. Feeds behind the net to the far corner, to the close corner. Lowe can't control that behind the net. Harford bats it back around. For Roby. Rusky Jones. And McCog behind his own net. McCog. Little flick pass. Devils have it in their own zone. Hopkins bats it up. And Burns collects it on his blue line. Huge sequence of play here. 16 minutes left in this third and final period. Harrison dumps it in. Hopkins with it. And Moncrief has it. Moncrief hits Pig shot. Blocker saved by Brooks. Rusky Jones over the blow line, feeds Harrison. Battling against a couple Devils. And Devlin with it. Devlin still has it. Dances on the blue line. Pushed off the puck in the corner. Ends up on Burns' stick. Burns feeds the slot, but can't tap it in with Rusky Jones. Ball gives chases. Burns pushes him away. Devlin with it off the blue line, off a skate, back to Devlin, shot high. And Freer can't keep it in, so McCullum has it. Jit fires it all the way down the ice on the net. And it rolls to the corner. Tapping behind the net. Tapping, centering.
Oh.
Ross and McIntosh. McIntosh does that slippery pass.
Yep.
Poor old reason he squared up on McIntosh, because most people would have shot that, but McIntosh.
Yep. Oh, but that's where they sat down. You know, I was going to make a comment that I was getting nervous that the Stampede were getting a bit too casual. Yeah, they just seem to be a little bit too cute with some of their plays, and they're giving the Red Devils a chance, but this is what the team's done the whole game, is that it's those fast breaks and those beautiful little no-look passes, and that's what they get.
And there's your reward, 5-1. 15 minutes, 23 seconds left in this third period. True to the red line. McIntosh taking a tight angled shot. Good save by Reason. Guess the right amount of orange cones in Queenstown and win yourself
An orange
a
cone? I'm going to say 5,300,062.
Yep.
But they seem to multiply.
They do multiply,
daily.
yes. Rabbit-like in there.
Ooh.
And they stay around like many other pests. Probably going to get in trouble for that, aren't I?
Nah, nobody listens to us anyways.
I'm conist. Big hustle there by the Devils to collect it, but they can't quite be the first. So there's a tripping penalty on Clark, or a slew foot. He goes straight to the penalty box.
He knew his home.
Yeah, to the naughty box. Foot on foot, unlucky. So here's another chance for the Devils.
Yeah.
Ball, Moncrief, Tappan, Hast, and Morris will be out there against Harrison, Amston, Devlin, and Burns.
This is it. I want to see no defense from the Devils. I just want to see them put pucks on net.
You're going to have to hand in your Stampede jersey.
I just love the game of hockey, Dave.
Tappan, centering, controlled Morris. Morris skates around the high slot, shot, kept in by Tappan to the corner. Hast being harassed by Burns. Battle for it in the corner. Burns. Great work there, defense. Shot high and wide. Stampede are doing a great job of keeping the pressure on and pushing this out.
Oof.
And it's great shot, batted away, kept in though. Morris, cross ice to Tappan on the blue line. Cross back to Morris on the blue line. Moving to the center, Morris with it. Shot wide, no deflection.
Oh,
Kept
nice
in
work.
by Ball. Back to Ball on the blue line. Morris, cornered. That's Morris again. Great passing, just can't seem to get it inside the the circle of trust. They're moving outside. Shot wide in the corner. Back to the point, Tappan with it. Tappan feeds inside, but Stampede break that up.
Oh,
Great
man.
stop by Ball to let that, keep that puck inside.
Do we have another one?
Oh, something's happened there.
Interference on Harrison, is it?
We'll see, we'll see. So this could be a very interesting series. So it's 5-on-3 for 7 seconds, then 5-on-4 for 1 minute 43, if my math is right. This new math, you know.
No, I'm pretty sure the numbers have stayed the same, Dave.
Back to the point.
Ooh.
Shot kept out. Brown with it. Brown shot off of Brooks. Moncrief with it in the corner. Rails it around. Now Stampede up to 4. And railing it out is McCullum. Ted Howard went down, the referee. That'll cost him.
It's not hockey if you're not bruised. But
And Stampede, miscalculation by Moncrief, and McCullum fires it back out. Brown with it. Brown, Moncrief taps it. That was a little bit of a miscommunication there again. Freer feeds McIntosh. He says he was offside. The referee, Aaron Chisholm.
I don't know, Dave. This Red Devils power play, it's like a lighter in a snowstorm. Eh? It just can't seem to get a flicker going.
No, you're right. Send help.
To the Devils or to you?
Well, at the moment, both. Rusky Jones facing off for the Stampede against Bowl for the Devils. Bowl can't collect that pass. But Rusky Jones is there. Rusky Jones boogies past Morris, but tangled up with Tappan. Rusky Jones still harassing the Devils in their own zone.
This is it. The Stampede have had a couple of shorthanded chances throughout this game.
Yeah, passed over the blue line. Moncrief loses it on the blue line. Big flick. And Morris tangles up with Ross. Morris over the blue line. And Amston just fires it all the way down, right on the money. Just pushed to the corner where Haas dumps it in over the blue line. Moncrief with it. Moncrief. And that penalty's over. So it's full. Great block by Roby. It's dumped back in. McCullum behind the net. McCullum over the red line. Fires it on target to the corner, centering. Beautiful centering pass by Roby.
Ooh. Right into the numbers.
And it looks like there might be a penalty here.
Yeah.
Could be a bit of frustration.
Yep, no, you just can't do that. Hey, if you see the numbers, you have to back off. But
So, assistant captain Reese going off. Boarding is the call for Reese. And here's a chance for the Stampede. See how they manage a first power play of the game.
It is.
With only 9 minutes left in the game. And I think the Devils have had 5 chances. Puck, cross ice to McIntosh. Centers. Ross picks it up along the boards. Picked up by Freer. Back to McIntosh. Cross ice to McCullum. Back to McCullum from Ross. Centering off a skate. And Freer. That's 2 for Lockie Freer on its 200th game. Upstairs, where Norman keeps his mother.
Oh. I was going to say,
Sorry, folks.
shut the gate and call me Daisy. That was just beautiful, unlike your commentary. That was stunning. That one's for you, Shane Day.
Big shout out to Irene in Invercargill. I know you're watching your grandson. He's doing a wonderful job tonight. Callum, Bex, Richie, all watching this at home. Got North American hockey's done, so we've probably got a bunch of people that are jonesing for some hockey.
It's great to see meaningful hockey being played in late June and July because, let's just be honest, we forget about that Stanley Cup final.
Stop it. We don't talk about that here in Queenstown. Morris over the blue line. Can't control was Messernup. Pass over the blue line and shot. And Messernup shot.
Oh.
On the numbers. Puck rolls around in front and it's waved off, so Tappan is forced back into his own zone where Moncrief receives a pass. Cross ice pass. Messernup and Burns with it now.
Oh.
Burns leaving. Shot.
Oh.
And Connor Harrison just robbed there. Great save by Reason.
Yeah. Absolute magnets in that glove tonight. He has seen those a lot.
Yes, seen those shots and doing well with that glove. The exciting thing is, no matter what happens tonight, tomorrow night, same channel.
Well, this
same
is going to
time,
be
same
the
place.
interesting thing. You know, Dave, you and I were talking earlier that the Stampede, aside from that game against the Mako, they have not been able to string together 2 wins this entire season. So what team is going to show up tomorrow?
No, good point. As Keokuk chases it down. And they win it, centering pass. And Amston breaks that up. I love this. Canterbury's not saying die.
Yeah.
Low over the blue line. Shot. Behind the net. Amston to McCullum. Pushed off the puck. Behind the net, controlled by the Devils. Banged back behind the net. Burns is tangled up.
I think that something sparked the Devils. It's a shame it's so late, but man, they are hungry for it. They are fighting.
Fighting for. There's a puck rolling in front. High slot. And McCullum.
We got Burns.
Yes.
I think this is one area of the Stampede game that they need to clean up, is that there's so many undisciplined calls. That was one where I saw Burns just go down and out of frustration, he just grabs the stick. Yeah,
Okay.
we've been seeing him do this all game, and
Well,
there's silly penalties.
We're looking at the 6th penalty, I think, of the night for the Stampede. 1 for the Canterbury Red Devils. And Morris for Tappan. See if they can stitch something together here. Tappan starts to march. Blue line, red line. McIntosh collects it. Ross shot and good save by Reason. Red Devils march it over the blue line. And it's railed back out. McIntosh giving chase, forcing the Devils behind their net again, where Haas picks it up and moves it over the blue line.
Ooh.
Oh, over the red line. Haas over the blue line, tries to dance past Clark, Rusky Jones. Rusky Jones putting pressure on Hast in the corner. Morris now with it. Back to the point for Willis. Willis. And it ends up in the corner for Hast. Willis with it on the blue line. Morris shot. Tangled up in front. And railed down the ice where Reason taps it forward. 13 seconds left in this penalty to Burns. Cope. Ooh. He held back on that as they battle for it in the corner. That penalty's over. And it's fired down the ice and tapped. It was tapped. Well, I thought it was tapped by Red, but whistled as an icing. Face-off in the Stampede zone to the right of Brooks. 5 minutes, 11 seconds left. 6-1 for the Stampede. Up and out. And the whistle. Harford taking offense to something. Has a swing. Referee Ted Howard having a word with Connor Harrison. Talking about a swing. So we'll see a slash.
Yeah, there's been a bit of that. It's getting a bit chippy.
Yep. So this puts the Stampede down
again.
There's no love lost at the moment. Canterbury they're able to keep their cool, and they are the ones that should be a little bit steamed.
Yeah.
Moncrief makes a nice move on Freer, pushes it to the corner, low, can't control it. It's fired up and out, collected by Willis on the red line. And Willis, and here's McIntosh giving chase. They're forcing the Devils back into their own zone. Cross ice to Brown, can't collect. Skates it behind the net. Brown back to Willis on the blue line. We were joking about McIntosh's stick. It's long like a telephone pole. And Brown with it. Brown over the blue line. Big lead pass to Moncrief. Tapped off his stick. Ross pushes his way. Oh, it's fantastic stick handling to the last. He still has it. All the way back to Amston, killing this penalty with 1 minute left in it. Ross backhands it all the way down the ice.
Yeah, it's just that control they've had on the penalty kill all night long. Just disrupting.
Massenhoff shot. Glove by Brooks, keeping the play going, drops it, railed up and out. And Canterbury marching it out again into Stampede zone. Tapping with it on the blue line, cross to Haas. Back to Tappin, can't hit, and it's tapped up and out again, forcing the Canterbury to reset. And the penalty's over. Centering pass, no one there to collect. Clark rails it up. And icing is the call. Rusky Jones couldn't get there in time.
I think that was Campbell.
Oh, sorry.
It is. The big Campbell.
The big Campbell.
As opposed to the other big Campbell.
series of Campbells. All right, face-off deep in Stampede zone, 5-on-5, 6-1, 2 minutes, 47 seconds left. Puck still in that Stampede zone, and Brooks makes a great save and gathers it up, even though I think it was banged loose. But the referees have been quick to blow that whistle, not wanting a lot of fracas to happen.
Yeah. Oh, when the chaos happens, it's well, that's when it gets interesting, though.
Yeah, that's right. It's when hockey breaks out. Elbows up.
Elbows up, as the great Gordie Howe would say. I think the Devils have done a good job of doing that. They are trying to stay in this game with a bit of fight as well.
Yeah, not dropping their heads at all. They just don't have a recipe. Icing is the call. Back down, trapping the Stampede in their own zone without a change. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. 42 shots to 24.
No, it's been the tail of the tape, hasn't it? It's just been raining rubber on that goalie down there, Reason, and he doesn't have an umbrella.
Yeah. His raincoat a little bit leaky. Raining pucks. Adam Nagy giving a warning. And the puck is dropped. Can't control it. Banged out. Here's a chance for Campbell. Feeds Roby. Oh, too much fancy. As Brown pushes across the Tiringi Arena. Cross ice. Where Morris picks it up. Morris pushes it in, dumped right back out. Pushes back in, dumped right back out. Big push up by Campbell. And controlled by the Devils in their own zone. Bad pass. Harrison picks up Rusky Jones's pass. Harrison dances past one. Puck tapped to the corner. 1 minute 17 left. Puck rolling around in front. Devlin. True pushes it on the net and just collected and stopped that phase.
Yeah. Just gives it a chance for the Devils to settle it down a bit. They're just chasing their tails. I do love it though. Devlin just is always in amongst the fun. And as he skated around the back of the net, just that big grin on his face as he's in his happy place.
Hockey is a happy place. As the puck rolls down the ice. McCullum with it. McCullum. Forward pass to Rusky Jones. Rusky Jones to the boards. It's fired into the corner where Freer gives chase against Moncrief. Kept in by True. Devlin. Rusky Jones center. Beautiful defensive move. There's big boogie there as Brooks comes out to play the puck. Moncrief gloving the puck down, but in doing so, taps it into the bench of the Stampede. 27 seconds left. Well, yes. Tomorrow night, same time. Lucky you guys. Big thanks to all our people viewing. They probably can't hear this because they've turned the volume down.
I don't know what you're talking about. We heard that it was great commentary from the Canadian.
I'm Canadian.
Which one?
Which Canadian? Big thanks to everybody. 18 seconds left. McIntosh sinks another one.
Oh, that was a snipe.
Yeah, Colin McIntosh left all alone in the high slot to take that shot.
Yeah. And in the words of the indomitable Don Cherry. Nobody plays hockey like a good old Canadian boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is why he leads the table in points this season.
He makes it look easy.
Oh,
18 seconds left as we wind this down. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by Colin's goal. Thank you to all you people listening. Thanks to all our volunteers. Thanks to Molly for all your work. And thanks to our fans. We'll bring this back tomorrow night.
listen to that barn. They are happy.
Yes, it's a noisy place. And we'll see what sort of team comes back tomorrow night for both sides, but more importantly for the Canterbury. Can they regroup, come back with renewed pressure, renewed ideas to break this nut?
Yeah. You know, as you said, you know, they showed glimpses of it tonight, and if they can keep their composure, if they cannot be found chasing the puck, if that poor goalie can find his own jersey, they might just have a chance.
This is usually what happens. I left it in my other suitcase.
Yeah.
And he'll probably end up costing him around for the rest of the team, possibly, if this is the story. Anyway, we're going to wind this up. I'm Dave Dubnick.
I'm Craig Jack. You stay classy, Queenstown.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Kakite.